Welcome everyone to Bonifabcustom. Today we're going to be putting our second bike up on our racking for our studio. And we're going to be hopefully making some panels up to cover all that stuff or all my storage on my racking. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the first attempt was we tried it with a fork truck, but we have a problem with the heater is in the way, so we can't get it high enough to get it onto the rack. So I brought in the big guns, the boom, extension boom for the fork truck. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna put all the straps on there, lift it up, and hopefully it'll be in between the heater and the lights, and we'll be able to put it on there, or not. Okay, so that attempt didn't work, so we actually moved the milling machine out of the way. Actually, I have it sold, so it's got to move regardless, but this should be able to give us a little more room to turn and kind of get in between the heater and the lighting. So let's, third time's the charm, I guess. Okay, so now we're gonna make something to cover up all my storage here. And what I'm thinking is I have some sheeting, and this is some 22 gauge painted black on one side, and stuff I used to use for building trailers. Now the problem with this is 4x8 sheets, and I need to cut it in half because my brake will only bend 48 inches. So to do that, I'm going to use my DeWalt, and this is a DCS 494 14 gauge cordless shear. I'm going to use this and cut it along that line. So let's see how it works. Okay, so cut that nicely. And if you look at the edge on here, it is a little bit of a wave on here, and it will have that little bit of serrations. But we're going to be bending these edges anyway, so it's not going to really matter as much. You can see actually one side is actually a little bit less than the other, and that's probably because it's such thin material. Okay, so let's get into drawing up what we have to bend on here. So the plan is to cover up this storage with those panels. And right now I have approximately just shy of 42 inches between these two shelves. So what we're gonna do is bend that sheeting with a lip 1 inch on either side, and 1 inch down here that's bent, and then the remainder would be on top of here that will hang, or we can zip tie it or something on top of here, and it will cover nicely. Now the reason we're gonna fold in those sides by 1 inch, it's just gonna add a little more rigidity to that thin sheet metal, and it will actually kind of straighten it out. It's gonna cause it not to have any waves, so it's gonna look nice for that backdrop or the cover here that we're making. Now I can access all this stuff here from the other side of the shelving. So this, this backdrop that we're making really doesn't have to be moved ever again unless we really need to. So we have the panel on the back side now, and we're going to start marking up the lines where to bend. So we're going to have 1 inch on these 3 sides, and then we're going to bend the remainder on the opposite side. And we have to do some cutouts because we need cutouts for the bender. All right, so we have a lot of it completed. The 4 back main panels are done and on there for now. We got the other bike up here, which looks really nice. We're gonna put some real lights up there. Right now we just have these LED makeshift lights just to kind of see how it looks. And we're gonna be building something to cover this the racking here, and it's just going to be some other sheet metal that we're going to put in here and down here also. Another thing we're going to do is behind the bikes, I'm going to lay some other black sheet metal hanging so you don't see that metal behind it. And then we're going to fill in these 2 spots here with some bent up pieces, just like these panels, but just smaller. So I think, well, we've got a lot of it done. It was a little sketchy getting the bikes up there, but thanks to my buddy Steve for all the help. But thanks everyone for watching this next part of our studio. And don't forget to subscribe and push that button for notifications for the next part of building our studio. Thanks.